Hello, it's Scott Stewart from the Atlanta Youth Wind Symphony. I'm so pleased to welcome you to our upcoming concert of the AYWS at Lassiter Concert Hall on Sunday, March 15th at 4 o'clock p.m. We welcome guest composer Adam Schoenberg. That's not Arnold Schoenberg, it's Adam Schoenberg from Los Angeles, California. Adam Schoenberg is a native of Los Angeles, California. He lives there now and teaches on the faculty of Occidental College, courses in theory and composition. He holds degrees from the Oberlin Conservatory in Ohio and a master's and a doctorate in composition from the Juilliard School. He is a member of the Atlanta School of Composers that was established by Robert Spano and the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra a number of years ago. So he's been to Atlanta several times, and we're really excited that he's making a personal appearance at our concert on Sunday, March 15th. I would describe Adam's music as fresh, optimistic. It is highly rhythmically charged. You'll hear lots of loops and what we call ostinatos, or repeated rhythmic patterns, throughout all of his music. He writes with very colorful instrumentation and is prone to lots of really nice melodies. So I find his music very engaging. It's actually quite difficult for the students, but it ends up being really accessible to audiences. So we hope you'll enjoy the three pieces that we're doing by Adam in this concert. The shortest, and I think a great introduction to music of Adam Schoenberg, is called Rise. It's a two-movement work. We're just doing the first movement, called Beginnings, which is basically a 3-minute fanfare that from start to finish is one giant crescendo, or getting louder from the time it starts. There's a rhythmic ostinato that goes which you'll be singing for about 2 weeks after this concert because it's so catchy. But I think you'll really enjoy the energy and the spirit and the drive behind Rise Beginnings. We are also performing a relatively new piece from 2024 called Cool Cat. This is inspired by the mountain lion from Griffith Park out in Los Angeles, P-22. You may remember that he lived there in the middle of Los Angeles for about 10 years and captured the hearts of Americans everywhere. This is a fun 5-minute high energy piece with lots of great rhythm in it. It's also quite tricky to play, but we hope that you'll enjoy the great energy behind this piece. We're also dedicating this piece to our dear friend Huey Catt, our videographer from the past 15 years, who we lost this past summer. He was an AYWS dad of Austin Catt, the saxophonist, and gave his all to make sure that AYWS had a video presence on YouTube, and was just a sweet, dear friend. We miss him terribly, but we're sending this music to him. In the fall, we performed the Symphony No. 3 by Vittorio Giannini, an old piece from the 1950s, and I told the students, well, it'll be a while before we play a 25-minute symphony again. Well, here we are in March, and we're doing a 25-minute symphony. This is the American Symphony by Adam Schoenberg. Quite an interesting piece that is written in 2008 after the presidential election, kind of as a nod to Americans' aspirations and the need in the middle of chaos to come together. This may sound somewhat familiar. This is a 5-minute symphony, which is just magnificently windostrated, as I say. The first movement is fanfare. It's a really glorious opening to this journey that we go on. The second movement, White on Blue, and the fourth movement, Prayer, are the emotional heart of the story, where we encounter conflict and questioning and wondering how we can resolve differences. The middle movement is called Rondo, which means that there's an idea that keeps coming back. This is rhythmically very wicked for our players, and it's actually going to be the hardest piece for you to tap your toe to, just because of so many changing meters, including a meter we don't often play in, 11/8. The final movement is called Stars, Stripes, and Celebration, which becomes an affirmation of the great possibilities of this country and the people in this country. We hope that you'll enjoy the American Symphony, which is a nod to Copland's Third Symphony, this time by Adam Schoenberg. The non-Adam Schoenberg pieces on our concert include some old classics. One is the American Overture for Band by Joseph Wilcox Jenkins. This is one of the war horses of the repertoire, and you only do it if you have one of the world's most amazing French horn sections, which we do. And so from the very opening blazing fanfare presented by the unison horn section, and really a kind of a horn feature from beginning to end, this is one of the most sparkly openers you're ever going to find in the wind band repertoire. There's a lot of big brass, there's some beautiful lyrical woodwinds, a lot of interesting percussion, and you'll hear a lot of articulation or tonguing work. It's quite intricate and very difficult. We put it at the very front end of the concert, partly for endurance reasons, but partly because it's the great way to get this party started. And finally, a set of three pieces by Australian composer Percy Grainger. These are three pieces that we're kind of glumping together as a suite that normally wouldn't appear together. Two folk song settings by Grainger. One, a very jaunty kind of sea shanty like I'm 17 Come Sunday, a great old English folk tune. And then the middle piece is called Early One Morning, which is much more plaintive and bittersweet and melancholy. And then finally, an original piece called Arrival Platform Hamlet. A hamlet is a little piece that you hum, and Percy Grainger thought of it while he was waiting for a train on an arrival platform. It's very difficult and has some really sweet, cute little folk song segments and some very barbaric sections. We think it's a really interesting original piece by one of the great wind band ensemble advocates of all time. We could not be more grateful to you, the AYWS Supporter Program, for creating opportunities, world-class artists, composers like Adam Schoenberg, soloists, chamber musicians, scholars, other amazing musicians that get to interface with our students. Would not be possible without you at all. We are excited about this concert on March 15th. We're also looking forward to the Charles Ives Festival, which is coming up in May of 2026, especially the Ives Chamber Music Concert on May 9th, followed by the Ives Cream Social and our annual Symphony Hall concert on May the 13th. Stay tuned to your emails and social media and join us on YouTube whenever you can. Thanks again for your wonderful support. We look forward to seeing you at the concert on March 15th, if not before.